Actually, could you say your name and just maybe anything you want to say about yourself? A lot of pressure. Or yeah, where we are.
Well, I'm not gonna give away my spot.
That's what I was wondering. So should I not even mention we're in?
Mushrooms. Where in the world can they be found? To investigate this mystery, I traveled to a top-secret location.
We are in Thousand Oaks.
The second largest city in Ventura County got its name from the majestic oak trees that line neighborhoods and city streets.
There are 1,000 oaks in Thousand Oaks, and they are numbered. They're protected. We can't cut them down. You have to have a permit or a reason to cut them down.
And if you want to do anything with an oak tree, you have to come ask the city for permission.
There's a lot of oak trees here, which means lots of mushrooms, especially a lot of the edible ones. I don't want to give away all my secrets, but yeah, the coast live oak, which is all these oaks that we have around here, have mycorrhizal relationships with some really interesting and edible mushrooms.
That's Jess Starwood. She's an herbalist and wild food chef who wrote a great book called Mushroom Wonderland. She agreed to meet with me in Thousand Oaks and reveal all the secrets to the mysteries of mushroom hunting.
Well, we're probably not going to find any really good things because I don't take people to my really good spots.
Okay, maybe Jess wasn't going to reveal everything. This is part of why mushrooms are still so mysterious. The people who know where to find them don't want to share their secrets.
Yeah, people can be very, very secretive about their spots, mostly because it takes a long time to really get good at mushroom hunting. So, like for me, I didn't find my first chanterelle until after like 5 years of looking for them.
I was confused. On my first mushroom hunting trip, my friend Travis took me directly to a spot with some huge chanterelles. Was it beginner's luck? Turns out, Travis is just a noob.
A rookie mistake.
I know.
I get it though. When you live in a city with limited access to nature, there are only so many spots to find shrooms.
Yeah, there's
Amounts
limited
of mushroom,
spots,
right, yeah.
especially here in Southern California where it's mostly dry. So once you find a spot, it's pretty special. Yeah, it can be very competitive, even within my friend group, who I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
We're friends. We've been friends for so many years and you won't tell me your spot. The actual organism of a mushroom is actually called mycelium, and mycelium is this thread-like structure that is pretty much found everywhere.
Case closed. Mystery solved. Where are mushrooms? There.
Pretty much found everywhere.
But yeah, they are kind of the backbone of all of the environment. If there wasn't mycelium, if there wasn't fungi, there would be too much stuff here that really breaks down organic matter, recycles it to create environment for more.
As the inexperienced fool Travis Metzger explained last episode, what we know as a mushroom is actually just the fruiting body, like an apple on a tree. They only tend to sprout up in certain areas, under the right conditions.
What is the purpose of these fruiting bodies?
What is the purpose? Well, here's an example here. Yeah, it's a reproductive structure. So it's going to create these spores here under the cap, under these gills here, and then they are released into the air, and then they find another potential mate, those spores, and then they create a new mushroom or new mycelium structure.
That stunned face belongs to a man who just learned that mushrooms are like humans, or any organism, just trying to live on. Nothing mysterious about that.
They're different than plants because they are going out into their environment to consume nutrients, just like we do. We go out into the world and find our food. Same with animals. But with plants, they have to make their own food from sunlight and nutrients in the soil. So they are creating their own foods. So that's how mushrooms are actually closer to us than plants. You know, they used to be classified as just a different kind of plant, but now, you know, we've realized that they're actually their own separate thing. They play an important role in the environment and really all functions of the world. And we're very similar.
Maybe the mystery is deeper. Why am I still scared of them?
Can I touch it? 'Cause
Absolutely.
I've never touched a wild mushroom, so it scares me. That it's nice.
Yeah.
My leading theory for this new mystery is that I'm scared of mushrooms and nature in general.
Oh, what's this?
That is a stink bug.
That is terrifying.
Oh, nah.
Because I live in a city.
Nature's really not that scary.
Yeah, it is to me, but it's getting less
no.
scary. Yeah.
In Jess Starwood's book, she mentions that the relentless concretization of modern urban sprawl threatens the ability for mushrooms to sprout.
If we mow down an entire forest and replace it with a shopping mall and pave it over, you've lost habitat. There's no way those mushrooms can get through, and then you kill everything in the soil. So loss of habitat is the biggest reason we're losing mushroom species. Not necessarily harvesting or, there really aren't any endangered species of mushrooms because they're so resilient. And that's what's really cool about them.
Yeah.
But because they're losing habitat, we are gonna see loss of biodiversity.
But just a few steps away from a bland parking lot, we were already spotting them.
Oh wait, is that a mushroom or a leaf? I think it's a leaf.
It's probably a leaf.
I guess we mostly saw leaves.
That's another leaf.
Some shrooms, though, too.
Are those mushrooms or?
They are, yes. So those are what's called false turkey tail. It's a saprophytic mushroom that is breaking down dead or dying organic material. So it's not edible, it's not really useful for us, but it is playing a really important role here in the environment. So all these logs are being broken down so that then they can be, brought back to the earth and reutilized for the next generation of plants and organisms.
So are they the only, I guess, living thing that can thrive on dead material? Or
Well, you also have bacteria, you
okay.
have other
Yeah.
things as well. And we eat dead things, right? So
Yeah, true.
We are thriving on things that have died.
Now I'm scared again. But mushrooms aren't scared of dead things or of cities. Mushrooms are resilient and adaptable to the environmental changes humans force upon them.
Is there an opportunity for fungi to adapt to the city environment?
Absolutely. I think they are incredibly adaptable, and they're going to be here way longer than we are. We have fungi inside of us. We have them already everywhere, and they're going to adapt. They're going to change. They change to their environments outside in nature. Once all the food is consumed in its host or substrate, it's going to move on to somewhere else. So they extremely adaptable, and I imagine we are going to be coexisting with them. It may change, but they'll be here long after we are.
And they were here long before.
And they were
right?
here long before,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's the weirdest urban environment or urban place that you've seen mushrooms growing, surviving?
Well, I have seen pictures on the internet of oyster mushrooms growing out of people's walls or bathroom floors, or, like I said, they are very opportunistic and they're looking for anything they can get a hold of to consume.
Again, mushrooms. They're just like us for real.
Amanita is a group of mushrooms that I find very fascinating, mostly because they contain some of the tastiest, some of the deadliest,
Yeah.
and some of the interesting hallucinogenic mushrooms. So it's really, really important to know your identification, because you really want, you don't want to be eating a death cap or a destroying angel when you thought you were going to get a blusher like this, which they can look very similar to someone who's just starting out. So these are definitely not beginner mushrooms.
Yeah.
So you really want to get into learning the identification and all the different features. And unfortunately, one of the biggest questions people ask is, what is the one thing that I'm looking for that tells me that it's deadly? And unfortunately, there is no one thing. So getting to know a mushroom in all of its different features, from its cap, its stem, underside here of the gills, how it attaches at the base, and even smell can be helpful. It's an unfortunate death
Yeah.
that you really don't want to have to experience, because by the time you realize you're not doing so well, it's too late.
Just when I thought I'd solved all the mushroom mysteries, This turned from a mystery film into a horror film quick. We saw the killer mushroom.
Oh, I see a mushroom right over there.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I see it too.
Let's see. Ah,
That's a cool one.
Yep. So this is an amanita. And let me get my knife out. So what I'm going to do here is make sure I get all the way down to the very bottom. So I pull the whole thing up.
Wow,
Ah,
that's beautiful.
It is a very beautiful mushroom. This is called the destroying angel.
Ooh.
This is one of the deadliest mushrooms in the world.
So what are some of the characteristics
All
that...
right, so if you notice, if it looks very similar to the mushroom that we found earlier, the Amanita novanupta, except for this one doesn't turn red. So the destroying angel is going to be pure white, and it has this little skirt here. It's called a partial veil. It's going to have white gills, white spores, and it's going to have this little sac here at the bottom. It's called a vulva, and a white cap here, but it will sometimes turn a little bit yellowish, slightly tan maybe, and that's where you're going to get a confusion of the Amanita villosa. Also, it does not have any striations here along the edge, and then if I cut open the stem, it should be solid. So an Amanita villosa is going to have a hollow stem.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate death.